What's going on, guys? My name is Jay. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be modifying the Airdam on the 2016 Chevy Colorado. So we're going to go over how to take off and then reinstall the front bumper so you can get this on and off. And then we're going to go over how to modify this. I think this is kind of becoming a popular thing. A lot of people are starting to modify these now. And then in addition to going over how to do this, this is going to be pretty quick, simple, easy mod to do. We're going to do a little bit of debadging today. Give the Colorado a bath here, and then I'm going to go over and review the Eibach Pro Truck Coilover 2.0. It's such a weird name, Eibach. You should have come up with something better. All right, let's get into it. All right, so we're back inside the garage here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 1.5 inch painter's tape here, and I'm just going to kind of create the line I want to have on this Airdam. So I don't want to have the whole thing. The whole thing is too friggin' big. So if we measure what the total thickness would be, I mean 6.5 inches in front of where the tire would be. So that's just going to be too much. I kind of want to take that down. Maybe make it like closer to like 5 inches-ish. From where in front of the tire it's going to be. So just take some, I'm going to take some 1.5 inch painter's tape, and this is like where your tow hooks are. I'm just going to kind of start a line there. See how I feel about that. So I'm try to make this as straight as possible. All right, so if we measure this, now we got our line done. Sorry, I'm gonna go that way. Go this way. So we're like just under 4 inches, more like 3 3/4. We're right about 3 3/4 on this side too. If I go to the very end. And tapers down to 3 1/4 at the very end. Yeah, it's like 3 1/4 right there. So, all right, this is going to be our cut line. So again, we're at 3 1/4 at the very ends on each side because it's kind of, because it curves, it's kind of taped, it's kind of, you know, almost going up in a way. And then if we look in the center of like where the tires will be, we're right at 3 3/4 on both sides. Is it going to be 100% perfect? Probably not. But I mean, that's okay. I mean, from a distance, I mean, that's going to look, pretty dead even from a distance. And it's going to be underneath the truck as well. You guys can have some perspective. So, I can't really get this to stand straight up, so that way it's all even, but I mean, I think you get the point. I mean, it's gonna be pretty close, you know? So, all right, let's get to cutting. All right, so I'm just gonna be using my circular saw. You can use a jigsaw here if you want, or you know, whatever, a table saw. I just figured this would probably be the quickest way to get it done. Just want to make sure I don't cut my fiance's table here. She'll be pissed. So. All right, after you get this cut, what you're gonna do, I mean, you can see there's some burrs and stuff here, so I just got some 80 grit sandpaper is what I have lying around. I'm just gonna sand this down real quick and just try to knock off some of those burrs, just smooth it out a little bit. All right, once you get your Airdam cut, and you just, you know, you make your line, decide how much you wanna take off, you cut it, you wanna come out, and there are a bunch of T15 screws that we gotta take off in order to get the bumper off. And there's 2 bolts underneath and 1 in the middle holding it. So you have 6 T15 screws on the top here. Then we're going to go down to the wheel well. I believe there's 4, no, it's 3, 4, 5. So maybe 5 T15 screws on each side there. Plus some 7mm bolts that you're gonna wanna take out if you haven't modified those waffle pieces yet. Mine are modified, so I don't have to take those out. And then we're gonna have 2 bolts underneath that we're gonna wanna take out with a center bolt that we're gonna need some extensions for. So let's start with these top ones. All right, underneath the truck, there's gonna be 2 10mm bolts that we're gonna wanna remove. So one's right here, and the other one's obviously on the other side. So let's kind of give you a frame of reference. Here's the tow hook, and almost directly underneath it is gonna be the bolt that we wanna remove on both sides. Final bolt that we have to remove is just to the left of the front license plate, and it's going to be right up there. Inside the bumper, I can't really get a good angle to show you. Let me try. So inside, there's 2 7mm bolts right here, and then up towards the front. So we got to take these out in order to get the bumper off. All right, before we pull these off, we're gonna go ahead and disconnect the fog lights. All right, we get the bumper up on the table. I got a drop cloth protecting the bumper itself. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a 7mm, take off these waffles. We'll put the air dam on, reinstall the waffles. There goes one. Now we're going to get the air dam started. I'm just going to start these finger tight for right now. Just get them all in there. There's like 12 of these. All right, it's the next day. Taking off the front bumper and cutting the air dam and doing all that took a little bit longer than I originally anticipated. It didn't take terribly long, but I had other things I had to do yesterday. So either way, so now what we're gonna do, we're around back. This is like one of the last badges I have on the truck that I originally wanted to take off. So we're just gonna do that now. So I've just got some fishing line here, and I'm gonna work it behind each letter, and then depending on how much glue's left after that, we'll take the decal remover wheel to that, and then we'll buff and polish that spot before we wash the truck. All right, so you guys have seen me use this before. I used it when I took the Chevy Colorado badges off of the driver and passenger door. So again, this is like just a rubber wheel, almost like an eraser almost. So we're gonna use this to take off the rest of the glue here. All right, we're just about done. I got some, fine scratches and things like that in the paint from using the decal remover. So what I'm going to use is I'm going to use this Meguiar's microfiber polishing pad in their Mirror Glaze 105 Ultra Cut Compound. I'll go ahead and compound out those scratches, and then I'll finish it off with the Mirror Glaze Ultra Fine polish in the 105 series, and I'll use that with a foam polishing pad.
never go.